Oh, snap. Sorry. Let's unmute.
There we go.
T-Qron!
Hey, it's a good thing you had me on mute though, because I was freestyling over that beat to our intro. Shout out to Eli Music, my boy from Thirst for Worse Productions. Made that beat solid as F. Yeah, let's go.
That's a fire beat, man. A fire
It
beat.
is
Unbeatable.
unbeatable.
Let's go.
Let's go. Just like this show is becoming.
I know, man. It's crazy. People like us. I can't figure out why, but they do.
I don't
And I'm
know.
not going to argue with them. Oh, man. I am stoked. Timmy, look at you all.
Maybe it's because, I don't know. I can't put a finger on it. But it's okay. As long as they love us, we love them back. You know what I'm
You know
saying?
what I'm saying? What if it's, maybe it's that genius producer knowing how to frame and market things. I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, it's that FW Mike behind the boards, baby.
No,
Shout out
not
to the PT Pot.
no. Let's not do that. So let's talk, man. How has your market week been? How's your money week been, brother?
It was okay. I'm happier than I was a couple of weeks ago. I tell you that. Things have gone up. Of course, we know that Bitcoin kind of made a rebound, and a lot of my holdings are centered around Bitcoin. Crypto is it's a tug of war. You know that right now, right? There's so much uncertainty, right? Um, so, anyways, I was down like 42% in my long-term portfolio a few weeks ago, right? Now I'm down like maybe 17. So there we go.
Oh,
That's how
hey,
I'm doing.
something is
16.
better than nothing. But let me hit you with
I've been
this
profiting.
though. That
I've been
and you
profiting.
have.
That's
That's the
great.
thing. I
Yes,
love
that's
it
what's
when
keeping
everybody
me.
losing their
Yeah.
shit and you were profiting, but you also said hang around. You also said stick long term. And I wanted to look here. Boom. The crypto market is experiencing what? Strong momentum. Let's go.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, it's on the uptrend. If you look at Bitcoin, there's a spring that's formulating right now. If you look at the charts, the last month or two, there's a
Mhm.
spring. Like it's about ready to go
Word,
shoot straight.
absolutely.
Let me take a couple of hits of this vape or something.
All right, man. And
So what was
taking a
that
hit
that
of
you
the
were
vape
getting
is
at?
going to be important and key, bro, because we might as well celebrate. You know what I mean? Let's do the visionary value vapes.
Yeah.
Oh, mine ain't working right. Oh, no itemizer. There we go.
There we go, baby. There we go. So what were we looking at now?
The crypto market is experiencing strong momentum with total market capitalization surging by almost $2.57 trillion as of March 13th.
And you know what the funniest thing is? That's that 2 point whatever trillion you said in the crypto got added. I saw something last night where it says since the Iran war began, over 2 trillion has been erased from the stock market. So wait a second, let's back up here. So are you saying the same money that is being dumped into the crypto market may have come from the people that were in the stock market and now they're kind of rotating and switching? Is that what's happening? Ooh. Where's cue the conspiracy theory music, Mike? Man, do
Man,
you
that was
see this, people? Do you
Amazing.
see this? You see what's
Incredible.
happening here? You see what's happening.
Outstanding. Amazing.
What are your thoughts on that, Mike?
same. I think
Same. Coincidental, right?
it's all a big transfer of wealth at the top, man.
Yep.
And the thing people don't understand layers, and that's okay. But there are so many layers, man. There are the layers of what's going on the ground, right? That's a
Yeah,
very real layer. And then there's the layer of what's going on in the actual war, the aggression
yeah, man.
between everybody involved, which is now a bunch of people, right? Then you got the war information, the information war, excuse me, where you literally, what scares me on a personal, man, this is the first time in my life that, like, most of the time, even if the news organizations were like opposed politically, we still got basically the same information about the war. Like the Pentagon,
True.
the Department of War basically released info, and that's what we got. Now,
Right.
unfortunately, right? One person is saying this, and one person is, and you're getting completely conflicting. I was like, so there's that layer. There's the propaganda, news war, information war, and then you have another layer, right, to all of that, and that is the where we're at financial level of how this affects all of us worldwide, from our prices at the pump to crypto to our stocks to our
Right.
401ks to our retirements, right? And that's where we're at. We try to decipher, you know what I mean, with what we got, how this works on a real time level for us.
Agreed. So the point being, it looks like people are transferring their money from stocks into crypto. And why is that? Because of the decentralization, because they fear that the banks are about to collapse. They fear that some of the biggest companies in the world are about to go to zero. It's kind of crazy, unless the world literally ends tomorrow and, just, you get what I'm saying, right? It's not going to zero. It won't go to zero, but that's what people are thinking. And because of that, because it's safer to buy Bitcoin these days or whatever else, regardless of the volatility, they would rather have their money there because they feel a little more secure. Is that what's really happening here, Mike?
I agree with you to a certain extent, except for I think the bank crash is imminent. And I think you better, once again, this is all I think, and I could be very wrong, and that's okay. Let me explain something nobody's talking about. We covered this last week just a little bit, and this is that dirty secret that no one is talking about. And if you deal with banks and look at banks and their behaviors and credit cards and that kind of thing, based on this fact we're about to talk about for a quick second, it will change how you look at it all, and that is their number one profit moneymaker is going away. What do banks make the most money on? How do they make the biggest amount of profit? Fees. Fees, brother.
Fees, okay. Transaction fees.
The cost.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
You to use their product.
Right. Okay. The correlation between, okay. I got you.
So I'm using this card. Well, nowadays, I'm using my phone, but there's always a fee. There's always an added fee. There's a Visa charge, a bank charge. Those are going away. That's where they make all their money, right?
Okay.
That's where they make all their money because there's no customer service involved. There's no actual work. There is a bot, you know what I mean, that talks to another bot, right? Basically, the computers align, and then boom, and the $27 you pay for the shampoo you're getting from Amazon is now $32, and that's with tax and that $2-3 fee on it. Well, times that fee by every human, by multiple millions of dollars of purchases in retail online every day. That's where the banks get their money.
That's where they get their money. Yep, absolutely. Transaction
and what we
fees.
talked about is now AI is going around and figuring out ways to communicate with the internal servers of these banks and these credit card companies and like Amazon. So I don't purchase the thing on Amazon anymore, right? I'm going through a program called Save Money Bot. And Save Money Bot buys the thing from Amazon. It's cheaper. Why is that? Well, Save Money Bot is AI that talks directly to the Amazon servers, goes, the value dollars I'm sending you are legit and verifiable. We don't need to go through the bank or Visa for you to know this is legit. And we don't need to do that because that saves us up to 20% of the cost of this.
Okay.
Right?
Okay. Right. Yep. Absolutely.
So Save Money Bot purchases from directly the Amazon servers, cuts out the Visa card purchase middleman, because that's your passport. You can't buy anything without that card number and that expiration date and that CVV code.
Yeah.
That's how you communicate and get your product. Okay. Now, what if that wasn't a thing and you could just get your product through a computer and you go, I want these things, computer, and it goes, here you go, and it's cheaper and you didn't have to use a bank. What happens to the banks? See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? That's what nobody's talking
I'm
about.
glad actually that you've outlined it this way and put it into perspective, because now people are going to have to go back and watch last week's episode to try to figure out what Mike is talking about. Because during that episode, Okay. Because during that episode, Mike pulled up a clip where this gentleman was literally giving us a visual of how AI is doing this, um, finding the cheapest way to make that transaction go through. So now it's full circle. Great explanation. Yeah, that's pretty. There you go. Okay. Well, there we have it. And so it's in the bank's best interest to not see crypto fly.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. It's a big deal, man. Here, I'll show you. Consumers use bot. We won't get as into it as we did, but consumers use bots to reduce or eliminate bank fees. Right?
Mm.
Oh, it's one of those you got to pay to read it. See, this is why you suck.
Yeah.
So anyway,
but no,
that's
there's
the problem.
absolutely, yeah, it's happening, and I think the banks are probably running scared at this point. They should have been running scared. I mean, Bitcoin's been around for what, 15 or 16 years now, going on to. So
Mhm.
yeah,
So there's
it's coming.
Cushion and Ernie, and you know what? Next week we're gonna pull up Cushion and we're gonna pull up Ernie. You know what I mean?
Who's that? Christian, what?
These are the apps. So
Oh, okay,
Cushion
okay,
is an app
okay,
and Ernie is an app
okay.
using AI bots to help consumers reduce or eliminate bank fees. Cushion automates negotiations with banks to waive fees like overdraft, monthly service, and ATM charges,
Wow,
recovering funds on behalf of users.
wow, look at that.
83% of cases result in some money back, right?
Incredible.
Ernie automates claims for price protection refunds when credit card purchases drop in price,
Wow,
scanning online prices and filing claims automatically. And all they charge is
wow.
25% fee on recovered amounts.
25% on recovered amounts.
So it's not an actual startup cost. These bots challenge traditional bank profit models by exploiting
Mm,
customer inertia, what analysts
mm,
call a lazy tax, where customers often pay fees, miss better rates due to inaction. As AI agents become more capable, they could intensify competition, forcing banks to improve rates or lose customers. According
Jeez.
to Jarden analyst Matt Wilson, AI bots could eventually automatically move savings to higher yield accounts or switch to better loan deals, directly reducing bank fees and interest income.
Wow.
So there you go.
Look
And
at
banks are
that.
already responding.
Very innovative. How disruptive is that? Wow.
Yeah,
Whew.
that'll end banks as we know them. They're going to have to change their model. So, and they're just going to be less profitable, which is really good for us. Anytime the banks have less power and we have more power due to technology, that's a win for us. Am I right? Anytime I think that we have more power, let's go, y'all. And anytime 24/7 that we are in fact able to have that control over our bank accounts and over our negotiations with the banks. Look, brother, that's a good deal any way you slice it, in my humble opinion.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Go AI. See, not everything in AI, not everything related to AI is a bad thing. People fear the words like, oh my God, we're doomed. Bots are taking over. AI is going to replace us all. Yeah, it's going to replace quite a bit of the workforce. A lot of people are going to lose out, but then a lot of people are going to learn to benefit from AI being around, as in this case.
Absolutely agreed. And just a quick heads up, Bitcoin is now back up to 72.4
Yay.
from what was
Go
its low,
Bitcoin.
63-ish, 63 and change was its low.
No, the lowest recently was 60 some,
Ooh,
60
yeah,
and
I was
some
gonna say
change. Yeah.
63 and change. Yeah. Now it's trading back to 72, 4.4% gain in 24 hours. Woo!
Yes.
Ethereum is up to 21. Man, that heart breaks my heart because I love Ethereum. I just want it cheaper so I can buy it. That's up 5 on the day. Good lord. Total crypto market cap climbed from 2.4 to 2.57 trillion.
Yay.
And then the
Let's
key
hope that it goes to 80K this week. Let's see
let's
80 and then
go.
90.
The key
But then
drivers.
again, all this uncertainty. And you know what recently pushed things up was the fact that just earlier in the week, Trump was confirming, or he was saying something to the effect of, it's over. you know, or we're close to being over. And
I
so
don't know.
that's where
Can we not? Can we just
yeah.
focus on crypto, man? Come on, T. You know what I mean? I'm trying to be happy, and you're hitting me with the.
But you have okay, so if you're gonna focus on crypto and stocks, you have to talk about what's driving them up and down, Mike.
I'm like, hey
Period.
man, we're doing great. You're like, wait a minute,
That's why we exist. Because it's the reality. You can't just talk about one thing and not realize what's driving it or
man.
pushing it down.
I feel like you want to talk about fear and greed, but I'm going to tell you that the fear and greed index, if you're looking at your computer, rose to 31, indicating a shift from fear to cautious optimism, which is where I'd say you live, brother. Quite honestly, and that's
You
not a
have
bad
to.
place to live. That's
No.
that's a wise man's
Yep.
journey right there. Now, while the altcoin season index stood at 40, which altcoins, am I right? Suggesting growing interest. Altcoins are like the alt kids at your high school. Okay. Sometimes there's value, like when you want to go see a band and they're throwing a party in their backyard, but really just avoid them. There's nothing good there for you, you know?
Man, don't be dissing on them emo kids. What's wrong with you?
Hey, man. Look, suggested growth interest in alternative cryptocurrencies. Platforms like CoinGecko, CoinMarketCap, and Binance provide real-time data on this stuff. Anyway, long story short, overall, crypto is looking mighty fine right about now. And for those
Yep.
that hodled or diamond-handed, let's go.
And for those that have not bought the dip, even though you got some cash, shame on you. Shame on you.
You know what I'm saying? That was the thing that our boy, let's see here. I'm trying to get the crypto stuff up right now. That was what our boy from Digital Asset News said, you know. And then
Oh, did
I
he?
like
Yeah.
the fact that Quentin Lobb, you posted something about that, and Quentin Lobb, one of the highest amount of Bitcoin owner people I know, you know what I mean, loved what you said. And I was like, cool, man.
Oh yeah. I did put that up there the other day. Yeah.
I was like, let me hold some till payday, big homie. You know, kidding. That man is not poor, and he's not sharing either. But that's how they get poor. Not poor is that they don't share. Anyway, let's.
See, what was more of a diversion from what we were talking about? That or the other guy?
Dude, that was a side note while I was producing and pulling up more awesome information for our guests
Yeah.
and viewers. Look
That's
at this
hilarious.
hotness, man. Don't you want to know the real-time price of crypto and crypto currency alternatives?
And mind you,
in real
people,
time?
mind you, when he says real time, we're recording this on Saturday, but it will be out on Monday. So the price will likely be different.
Right, fair. But right now it's real time. It's at $71,000.
Yes.
Ethereum is up. Oh, they're taking a little bit of a dip, but you got to look at the 7-day way up. You know what I mean? If you have had Bitcoin for a week, you are now 5%, 5.5% to the good. If you've had Ethereum for a week, you are 6.5% to the good. Let me see my little pet here. USDC. All right, it's solid. It is where it is. It is holding. Solana up. Wow, Solana's up. Oh my God, Hyperliquid. Hyperliquid is up 25%, bro.
Never heard of it. But then that's the
Wow.
thing about cryptocurrency, right? Every day there's like 100 new crypto coins that show up that you've never heard of in your life, but people are profiting and losing their behinds on it.
Yep. I love that they have a TLDR here. Hyperliquid is up to 37.82 in 24, significantly outperforming a slightly positive broader market, primarily driven by rotation into altcoins. Altcoin
Okay.
rotation is capital flows into higher beta tokens amid a rising altcoin season index. What's the secondary reason? No clear secondary driver was visible. If hype holds above 35, it could retest the $40 resistance. A break below may signal a pull back towards 32. Watch for the altcoin index crossing above 50.
And
All
an
right.
altcoin that's trading around 35 to 40 bucks. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
That's
There you go.
that's
And people, before we go any further, we got to make sure that we put that disclaimer. Anything that we talk about, we ourselves are just expressing our opinion on, or we personally hold it, or are buying, or are selling. Okay, this doesn't mean that this is financial advice. We're not financial advisors, because if we were, why would we look the way we do right now, right? This
Yeah,
isn't
well,
the
that's
place of
his deal.
financial advisors.
You know, my deal is completely different. You know, my deal is this. I am giving you financial advice solely and specifically set up and designed to cost you money, to have you lose money, do what I say and lose money. Now, if you do what I say and you make money, you have to give me 50% of all of your gains because I told you were going to lose money. You listened to me. I was wrong. So you need to give me money that you made off of my advice that was bad advice. So I'm giving you bad advice designed to cost you money. And if it in fact makes you money, you have to give me 50%. That's the visionary value deal.
See, if we ever get taken to court, I'm good.
Me too. I'm good. I'm good.
Oh, that was
No one's
funny.
going to sue me for making money. You know what I mean? Unless they give me half.
Or being sarcastic as F. Oh, man.
That's why they like, you think these other crypto bros have senses of humor and are, oh, bro, I'm going to make you the most money, bro. Come with me and get money. Let's go. Money, money, money,
What do
bro.
you mean? Senses of humor is way too expensive. That's a whole BTC. That'll cost you a whole BTC, buddy. You can't buy it. Senses of humor.
It'll cost you sane functionality. That's what it'll cost you. You'll be like, who can be sane and live in this world? Anyway, regardless, man, you're right. No official advice here. I do want to show this, man. And we talked a little bit about this, and I thought it was interesting. Broadcom. Back in December, we talked about Broadcom being a very good investment in the upcoming year.
AVGO. That's the ticker symbol. AVGO.
Yeah. And just a quick news piece I wanted to pull up that I thought was very interesting. And that is just simply that Broadcom is killing it right now. What is trending in stocks right now? News. Number one news for this week is that Broadcom will showcase an expanded, open, and powerful, efficient AI infrastructure portfolio for gigawatt scale clusters at OFC 2026. Let's go. Highlights include
Good for them. I'm mad I'm not holding any, but keep going, Broadcom. You guys are doing awesome. And for anyone that has Broadcom, invest in, hold in, profit in, congratulations to y'all too. Yeah, I kind of wish now that I, a few years back, instead of buying all that NVIDIA, I may have, kind of split maybe like a 60-40 into the money, 40% into AVGO. I would have probably been a lot happier, but it's okay. It's okay.
We're just dropping news and info here. You know what I mean? We're giving people the info. And, what I love to do that not a lot of shows do is the follow-up. If we hit you in December talking about Broadcom looks like a great 2026 stock, and then they are leading the news with value and infrastructure, which is only going to, increase the value of the company, I feel like we're on the right track with our folks
Absolutely.
here. We're giving you legit value, and I love that.
Absolutely.
So, we are doing that, baby. We are doing that. Now, I wanted to pull up our guy. Let's see. Where did he go? There's rethinking the dollar. Oh, is he? There we go. So the word on the street is Bitcoin T-Qron is about to hit its complete bottom, and that it is time. You know what I mean?
Oh.
Shout out Digital Asset News.
Okay, so let me get this right. Is Rob saying that it's going to go lower than 60,000? Because 60,000 was the most recent bottom. Let's see what he's got to say.
Stream. So I am back in on a vacation in El Paso, Texas. So we're back in the old room. So if the audio sounds a little bit odd, sorry about that. We're just testing out the old microphone. So let's see how it goes. But let's jump into what we're talking about today.
Does he have a pool in his room?
Yes. He has an indoor pool.
We are failing at life. He's talking about this is the old room. Rob, shout out to you, my man. Our man. Digital Asset News, baby. Let's go. Let's hear what he's got to say.
Oh man, I was gonna have that 11 a.m. meeting, but the pool cleaners are coming, so my office is closed. There's another thing, man. I gotta respect Rob. He went through this whole thing. If you don't follow him on Twitter, but he basically got scammed. He posted the scam as a real thing, and then he came on and did a whole show and admitted how he got scammed. So it was really cool. So
what was this scam involving?
he got an email saying that basically if you have Tether and it's hooked up to any Android device, you want to download basically this patch right now, and that patch was a hack, and it would take all your crypto from you. It was a hack, yeah. And he shared it like it was legit. I'll show you. Anyway.
Okay.
I want to get real fast into this part of it. I should have had it queued. I apologize.
That is crazy. Wow.
And
yes,
of course,
people, be careful. Lots of crypto scams out there. Oh, there we go. We're back.
Yes, some literal ultimate crypto millionaires have lost everything. There are people who had all their money in crypto, downloaded or opened the wrong email, and literally lost everything. That's the hard part about crypto, unlike real dollars. That's why I like USDC, because it's based on the dollar. But that's the hard part about crypto, man. You know what I mean? They can get away. Now they can do that with your bank account too, but it's just it's brutal. So yeah, watch out. Stay on the watch out.
But, oh my God. Yeah.
That if we're just taking a look at the 200-week simple moving average, that itself, ladies and gentlemen, is pretty close to what they would consider the bottom. Now, I think we can still go even below that. And I kind of hope we do, because I think the next step will be even bigger. But if we just take a look at this and just go like, okay, that's 200-week moving average like we talked about. What about the 250 and 300 and 350-week moving average? Because nobody talks about that. So if we take a look at it, and we've said this before, actually, if we can zoom in, sometimes we got to zoom in to get a good, clear picture. For the bottom from 2017, we can see that actually the bottom was 3,800, 2017, 18, 19, 20. And of course, here we are. And this was at the 300-week moving average. Isn't that interesting? I don't think we've ever hit the 350-week moving average, but everybody's concerned about this magical 200-week moving average. And here's the thing. The problem is, and I'm guilty of this too, the problem with taking a look at moving averages and saying, okay, this is it, this is the one, is we get so narrowly focused on this one moving average, this one indicator, or a whole host of indicators, when we really should be thinking to ourselves, okay, the market is not going to do what I want it to do. I just know that. I've got history of it. So if we know it's not going to do what it's going to do, there's going to be maybe some big players in the game. Maybe.
Right?
This is what I mean. Like, this is what I mean. I literally just said that. Like, I hope it's going to 80, 90,000, but you just don't know this week, right?
They're going to start to move things around before it hits these price levels. So for me, personally, when we start to hit those levels, I'm like, okay, now we're here. Now we're trying to accumulate a little bit more. Now, before we get there, me personally, I buy every single Monday, like we talked about. I do dynamically DCAing. But when we start to hit these moving averages, then I'll go even more. Should you do that? No, because I'm not a financial advisor and I can't tell you what to do. For some of you, this is just it. You just watch and like, that's cool. Let's see what happens. Maybe put $5 in, see where it's at. For some of you, like, you know what? Time to sell that house. Time to sell that kidney and everything else. That's up to you. That would seem a little bit on the crazy side, but that's just moving averages. But what about this one? Pi cycle bottom. Now we all know about the pi cycle top. 350-day moving averages crosses over 150-day moving average times 2. This one is a little bit different, and it's done a pretty reasonable job of taking a look at bottoms. So if we take a look here, like we just saw the one 2019 here, let's zoom in here, because what this
side note, this is Into the Cryptoverse. This was the first question I asked him. You can go find this show that he was on with us on the PT Pod Network, but yeah, man, this is, to me, the Into the Cryptoverse is like such a great track. It really, really is. And whenever he brings it up, it, to me, gives us great info.
It's nothing but averages. It's when the 150-day exponential moving average And of course, the simple moving average is more of like a elongated history. Exponential moving average is more for the current price action. So it'll take that as it crosses over the 471-day simple moving average times 0.75 essentially. And we can get a number which looks at, right at this particular point on December 19th, 2018, 3,570, which I got to tell you, not too bad. Now, was that the low? No, that wasn't the low. Actually, the Bitcoin price was 3,570, and these averages were somewhere around 5,000. What does this mean? It means that even as close as this can get, I think when we try to look too hard at one set thing and wait for it to happen, it never happens. I think you got to kind of get in there, get in the game, and then see what you can do. Buy a little bit, sell a little bit, ladder in, ladder out. And that's just it. This is just one indicator. And as a reminder, how many of those indicators failed us the last time? Quite a bit. So anyhow, that's taking a look at, and it's only hit 3 times. And I got to tell you, would you be okay with buying as it crosses over here at this level of, oh, look at that. January 2015, Bitcoin price was $176.
Wow.
I think I'd be okay with that. I think I would be okay with that, buying $176. Let me reset this again.
All right, I just wanted to show that part of it, just to kind of show, as the title of this one says, Bitcoin is pretty much at its bottom by now. And yeah, even if it's going up a little bit and you see that it wasn't at its complete bottom, there are 2 lines intersecting, and there's when it starts to get on its up. That has to do with the consumer index rising. And yeah, it might go a little lower overall, but it's going to start. And like he said, he wants it to drop a little lower because that means the climb will be higher and the profit will be more. But, you know, as we can see by all the markets, it looks like what we were saying is holding, you know. So, yeah.
Yep. And let's touch on why would investors want something that they're holding, an asset that they're investing in, to go lower? Can anybody answer that in the chat right now when you're watching? I'll answer it for you, right? Mike knows. It's because when you have the kind of conviction and you love the asset, well, don't be in love with an asset, but you get my point, right? When you're investing in something, you want it to go a little lower so that you can buy more, so you have more shares or more coins at a cheaper price, so that when it does ultimately go higher and higher and higher, you're more and more and more in the green. Okay, that's why I posted the other day, I said bad news is an investor's best friend. Now, if you're not really an investor and you're just in it for a quick, you know, pump and dump, hit and run, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, you might get screwed. Instead of you screwing the market might screw you. And that's when you think it's a scam. Okay. Warren Buffett said, like, literally, I think I reposted a clip on IG the other day. He said, if you're not ready to see the stock that you bought fall by almost 50% or, you know, around 50%, don't get into the market. It's not for you. And this falls in line with what I've been saying over the course of the last few months. Like, bro, if you can't stand to see your portfolio down 30%, don't get in the markets. It's not for you. I was being generous. Warren Buffett told you 50 because it's normal. That means that somebody's cashing out. That means that maybe something's driving the stock price down. That's bad. Maybe something good's happening. Who knows? But somebody's looking at it bearish, right? And so a bunch of stocks are being sold. Listen, man, if you got conviction in the company that you initially invested in, if it goes down by 50%, that's a 50% discount. When was the last time you stayed out of a store when they're giving everything away for 50% off? You don't. You go and you buy as much as you can, right? You spend more. So if you got cash on the side and you bought a stock at $100 and you love, let's say NVIDIA, you bought NVIDIA at $100 and you love NVIDIA. Why would you not love it at $50 or $60 or $70? That's when you buy more. You dollar cost average in, right? Just like what Rob was saying. He buys every Monday. He dollar cost averages. That means you buy regardless if the price is up, regardless if the price is down. Now, if that's not you and you only buy in the down days, I usually tend to buy in the down days most of the time, right? which is actually bad. I need to get out of that habit. Personally, I should buy when it's green and I should buy when it's red, but I like to buy more when it's red. That's just me. But anyways, long story short, man. If you don't have conviction and you can't see your portfolio drop by up to 50%, I literally had 40. I was down 42%. I just told you at the beginning of the show, right? Just a few weeks ago, 42%. Okay, 42%. That's a lot of money. Okay, no matter how much you put in, even if you put in $50 and you're down 42%, if that's all you got, man, you know, to spare, that hurts.
That's
Imagine
being
the
done
person.
roughly $20 on 50. That sucks. Now you only have 30.
Yeah,
But let
absolutely.
me ask you,
It
but
hurts.
okay, and
Mhm.
fair, you were down that percentage, but you also made money on the
Yes.
other side. And that's something
Yeah.
that I also want people to keep in mind is that
Yes.
it's like it's a bigger thing than just one portfolio.
Yeah.
You can
Yeah.
you can be losing money over here, but be making money over here to kind of
Yeah.
even it out, right?
So I have my long term, I have 401k, and then I got a trading account. You know what I'm saying? Where I just buy and sell, trade and profit. You know what I'm saying? That's what a lot of people do. They use their profits to dump into their long-term portfolio, or the losers right now, so that they can average down a little bit more, right, and get a better price on it, so that once it eventually goes back up, you cash out. Yeah. So over the last week, oil. I haven't been in the oil trade. I wish I was. I know that's been kind of volatile. It went up and then it started going down this past week. Gold and silver took a hit, but I actually went in on Hims. Hims stock. If you are familiar with Hims, they make like hair products, erectile dysfunction, this, that, and the third. You know what I'm saying? Hims commercials. I'm sure you've seen them. Anyways, their stock plummeted, and I've seen this stock at like $66 all the way down to, I believe it was like 13 $14, because something happened and there was some sort of a SEC lawsuit or something that was rumored, right? Hims. But I actually didn't play the stock. I played HIMZ instead of HIMS, which is a leveraged ETF, just like the AGQs that I told y'all about a few weeks ago, and the GDXUs. I like these leverage ETFs. I don't know. They're for short term holding. You do not want to hold these long terms, because your money will start decaying over the course of a long period of time. In fact, daily there's a percentage that you lose on it, that you hold, but then the chances of making more are there because you're leveraged, right? It's 2 times the action. So I'm going in on HIMZ. I started buying HIMZ at the $1.10 mark. Actually, $1.17. Then I averaged down a little bit, down to $1.10. Now, after averaging down further and selling, my price is like 99 cents right now. But I've already profited. So the first time I took profit, while it went up, I was at 88% and some change, 88 and a half. The next take profit, it was 157% gain. Okay. I'm still holding. I'm still holding some of my position. I strongly think this could go to 5 soon. Yeah. So that's where I make money.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. Again, these are leveraged ETF products, which means that they are what you're buying into is the underlying stock, so the actual HIM stock at a leveraged position. So that means that you're basically playing with house money. You're buying, it's loaned. It's loaned. Okay. So that's why the action is 2 times up, 2 times down. There are some ETFs that are leveraged that are 3 times up, 3 times down. Okay. Just understand these are very, very risky plays. But yeah, that's where I made money at, bro. Let me know if
Especially,
you ever get into some of those, Mike.
yeah, I try not to, look, man, you know me.
Yeah, I
I
feel
need
you.
stocks that I can look at in 2 or 3
I feel
days.
you.
Ones I
I
buy
feel you.
now, not the kind of thing where I need to look in 2 or 3 hours. But I get it and I love it and I want to get there. I absolutely want to get there.
And you know what? And the reason I did that is because the stock fell so hard. It's at the lowest it's ever been. I'm like, yo, it's not that bad of a company at all, being that it was at $60. I'd go in. That's a great opportunity. I bought it at $1 a share.
Right.
But okay, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, to the average person, what does 157% gain mean? Okay, let's do easy math. If you put $1,000 that means that your $1,000 is now what? What was the 157%? You're talking like your 1,000 plus 1,557 or 1,570. Okay, you just made an extra 1,500. Are you kidding
Win.
me? Are you
Win.
kidding me?
Yes. And that's
But
just
anyway,
that's how you win, right? That is one of the ways and how you win. Is being on top of it, understanding how it like to me, one thing that you do that I love to learn from, and I think a lot of folks that I talk to that listen do too, is that like you show us how to look at all of it. Very few people can come on and go, I'm down 40% over here, but I just made a bunch of money over here. However,
yeah,
you can't play these things. These are different games. You know,
yeah, yeah.
you can't play the him stock like you do your portfolio. So,
No,
you know,
no,
one of those types of deals. And then you break down why, you know,
yeah.
you can't do it. And you break down kind of how to do it, you know.
Right.
And once again, everybody's going to have their own way. So, you know, it's like teaching somebody how to play guitar. They're ultimately going to
Uh,
take it and run with it and do it their own way. So,
oh, speaking of how to do it, remember what we talked about a few weeks ago about showing people how to buy and sell
mhm.
on the show? Yeah, we gotta definitely do that.
Absolutely. Oh
Um,
yeah, we're gonna tell them at the end, man. We got the subscription service. We're gonna tell you a little bit about it, you know, here at the end of the show. But you're gonna be able to go to Visionary Value on Rumble, click subscribe right there, and for $5 a month, be in the club. And as a member, you're gonna get all kinds of perks and benefits. We're gonna
yeah,
roll it out on the low key to see who's excited about it first, and then we'll figure out the best way to market it using the help of our original visionaries. You can be one of the first
yep.
visionaries. Let's go.
Let's go. Let's go. And
We
and
wanna.
mind you, this is for the person that has heard about the markets, has seen the markets and all those numbers on the bottom and these lines, and they're curious. They want to learn how to invest. They want to learn how to possibly change their life. They want to learn how to possibly build wealth for their families long term. Okay. This isn't for your, your expert trader and stuff who knows, 10 times more than Mike or I do. Okay. That's not, but if you're interested in the
But you know
markets
why
for the
the
first
expert
time,
traders want us? Because
mhm,
expert traders need to know what's going on the street.
absolutely.
This is why the smart crypto guys like Rob.
Hmm.
This is why the
Hmm.
smart traders
Yep.
keep in touch with people like us, man. We are the bridge. You know what I mean?
The
We are
streets.
yes, the streets. You know what I
The streets. And with that being said, yeah. So we're gonna show you how to buy. We're gonna show you how to sell. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna show you the ropes. Get you know what I'm saying? Get you a little training wheel session.
And if
And
you're
then
an
we'll build.
expert level, yeah, and if you're expert level and you want to talk to the people, we got you. You want to
There we go
reach
too.
out to a whole new group of folks that are looking where to put their money long term, and that's what you
Sure.
do. You want them following you. We're your guys. I promise you, other crypto conservative millionaires aren't going to hit the people that we hit, right?
Nope.
That's why we are here. Subscribe
Exactly.
to the Visionary Value. Be a visionary.
VV.
Don't talk
Visionary value,
about it.
baby.
Be about it. Yes, VV Visionary
Yeah.
Value. Speaking of the everyday folk, I wanted to bring this up right here. I really like these guys been getting into them. This is Financial News Network. He's got goldstockdata.com on, and this has to do with what's going on, precious metals, the war, that type of stuff. Check, and just a quick clip.
Well done. I mean, you and I have discussed this off air numerous times, but I think this is probably the first time we've ever talked about it on air. But it does seem that there is a spiritual component to all of this. But we are an economic show at the end of the day, so let's take it back. Let's take it back down to what this means. What this means for like the average investor, average person out there that's still trying to understand what's going on through a monetary lens. Here's I know it's going to sound worldly now. We're going to take it back down to fuel prices. This is AAA fuel prices right now across America, you're looking at close to $3.60 on average across the country right now. And one would think as long as this war keeps going, then this is going to escalate upward for energy prices for Americans and
Naturally.
world citizens as well. So
Okay, let's get to the heart of the matter. Gasoline prices aren't even really the tip of the iceberg. The tip of the iceberg is when the stock market goes down and people start losing their jobs.
Oh yeah.
Gasoline prices, I don't care, what they are. If you don't have a job, things start spinning out of control. But this is back to the Jim Rogers analogy. He basically said the business cycle has not left us. It's not gone away. And he basically says, and it's not just Rogers. I like to pay attention to all these old guys, right? Warren Buffett's all in cash. Jeremy Grantham is basically saying, I've never seen it this much risk in the market, right? Back to Jim Rogers, he says that this is going to be the worst recession I've ever experienced in my lifetime. So all these guys that have been around since the 60s, they see what's coming. So the gasoline prices, total tip of the iceberg, is kind of it's going to be much worse. The COVID was kind of a clue of what's coming when you started to see the supply channel start to break down, where you couldn't find certain things, couldn't find toilet paper, you couldn't find meat, couldn't find this, couldn't find that. That was kind of an indicator of where we're going. Supply channel problems.
That was a test run.
The biggest trend for the rest of this decade is going to be growing your own food. So if people are growing their own food because the supply channels are broken down. So you saw what happened with fertilizer, right? Mm-hmm. Without fertilizer, you can't grow food. And what do they say? Like over 50% of the fertilizer comes through the Strait of Hormuz.
Hey, that's what Lisa was talking about. Right?
So
the fertilizer stuff. Yeah. Remember the conversation we had the other night? Yeah. Wow. Sorry. No, this is good stuff. Yeah.
I'm just reminded of how sensitive the market moves, or how sensitive the market is when it comes to big moves. And I'm just reminded that, a lot of market is reaction. And maybe the reason they're not blowing this up, that we might, have serious supply chain breakdowns, because if you don't get fertilizer, you don't get food, you don't get growth. If you don't get growth, you don't get what you need to feed the meat, and you don't get plants. You don't get plants and meat, you don't get food in supermarkets, right? So it all starts with that, those 10,000 pounds of fertilizer going through the Strait of Hormuz. It all starts there, right? So, yeah, that's, and I think the markets aren't talking about this because the media is not talking about this, because the media knows if they induce a panic, that will induce a panic sell-off. Now, the one thing I wanted to mention here is, while this guy is talking very doom and gloom, and a lot of the old school guys are, there's a major component they leave out: crypto. There is a major component they're not talking about.
Right, because they're talking about stocks. And let's remember, at the beginning of this show, what did Mike say? What was it? About 2.5%, 2.5 trillion into this the Bitcoin. I'm sorry, into crypto.
Correct.
And I mentioned over 2 million plus being
gone,
or 2 trillion plus being erased from the stock market. So there's a transfer. Yeah.
And think about the fact that, let's just be honest, and these guys base so much around the banks, right? Because if the banks aren't doing good, none of these markets are doing good. The banks, where all the money flows from, they have to be doing good for all of this to be doing good in their mind, because they're not adding the digital currency and AI and things like that. Now, just real quick there, if you do have, the Save AI Bot Money app and you're using it, or you own that app, right? You understand, well, if I save somebody 20%, I can easily charge 7% for that. So that creates a whole new economy, a whole new market, a whole new publicly traded companies.
Right.
These guys, I think, are just solely focused on the old school stuff. And yes, without the inflection of Bitcoin dollars, without the inflection of the AI market and things like that, then we are doomed. However, sometimes there's a change. You know what I mean? The child has to die for the man to arise, right? And it doesn't mean that it's all bad. It means that if
Right.
we only look at it without the new, then yeah,
Yep.
there's a lot dying right now.
Whew. And yeah. Ooh.
Let me let this guy finish.
Yeah. Go ahead, man. That's
Dude,
heavy.
This is, and I've been saying this for a while. The biggest trends are going to be growing your own food. 30% of Americans will grow their own food by the end of the decade. 30%. That's hard to even wrap your head around. So that is an indicator of
Wait.
kind of
Where's the 30% coming from?
destabilization.
Where's the 30% number coming from?
My esoteric research.
Gotcha.
So I've been doing esoteric research since 1989, and so I'm
So you think
a few steps.
30%?
I'm a few steps ahead of the crowd. 30% of Americans will grow food by the end of the decade. That blows your mind. It's like there's no way in hell, Don. There's no way in hell that's going to happen. Well, look what's happening in Strait of Hormuz.
So there you go. I just wanted to kind of drop that. I thought that was a great little clip to play, talking about how does it affect people. He's talking about growing your own food. Now, I do know in my little world, chickens have become a real thing. And it's kind of amazing because you don't need that much room. They don't cost that much money. They're not that much work to maintain like cows would be, right? And they provide eggs, an endless source of protein 24/7. And then you go past that one step and then you have chicken. So you have chicken, you have eggs. If you don't kill them, you consistently always have the eggs, and then you have chickens. And so that is something that I see. So if he's talking about that, I know a lot of people now that if they live on half an acre, they have a couple of chickens. They have 4 chickens. They have one rooster, and and they never have to buy eggs, and they can always trade those eggs for a chicken.
Which is wonderful for the people that have the acreage and the land. What about those people that are in little boxes like 500 square feet and they're
Hey, I'm
paying
in a
all this
condo.
rent?
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's the thing. You have to have the space to be able to grow your own food too, right?
Or you co-op, or you
yeah.
co-op, or you co-op. You get somebody with 100 acres or 20 acres or 5 acres or 2 acres or just a big ass backyard where they can have 4 chickens. And you're like, man, hey, look, I'll buy them and I'll pay for the coop. I just want to come and get my eggs a couple times a week. You know what I mean? They're like, yeah.
I mean, in a perfect world, yeah, you could set up things like that, right? But you have to find somebody that has the land that is just going to be able to do it. You know, it's. But 30% of the population, that's insane. We have about what 330 people or 330 million people in the United States. So wow, I mean that's crazy.
Look, bro, you're talking like a guy who can easily find eggs and chickens at your grocery store. When you can't, then that whole it's easier. Yeah, if you find a guy, you're gonna be like, I need to find a guy. I need to find a guy.
Well, of course, the
Because
sense of urgency. Yeah.
food is hard to get and expensive, but I can work with a couple of other people and we can grow chickens and we'll all be way better off. You know what I mean?
You know what's crazy
So,
about the chicken thing? If you come to Hawaii, when was the last time you came to Hawaii, bro?
I don't know, maybe 10 or so years ago.
It's a good possibility once you get off the plane, you'll be greeted by a chicken.
Oh yeah, no, they're wild.
Bro,
but you can't
they
eat
are
those.
everywhere.
You can eat meth chickens though, dog. You can eat meth. I'm not eating no meth chicken. I'm not eating no ice chicken. It's funny because those chickens are for the homeless to eat. That's why there's so many homeless in Hawaii. It never gets cold and you have an endless supply of chicken. Why would you leave?
Listen. When I left and I moved to Vegas in 2014, that wasn't a thing. It was never a thing. Now everywhere you go, like
It's
that's
because think
horrible.
about it, bro. Like
Feral chickens. The whole island is just full of feral chickens.
that's
Even in
because
Waikiki, you go downtown. Oh my god.
it's because people decided to grow chickens, bro. It's simple. It was like I can literally save thousands of dollars a year by grow. Remember a couple years back when the eggs were $8 for 12?
Yes, $9 for a dozen. Woo!
Everybody started getting a chicken. They were like, screw it. I'm gonna have a couple chickens and never buy eggs again. Problem is, you're not taking care of those chickens. One gets loose, a couple
One
of
gets
eggs
loose,
hatch.
and then
You
that's
know what I
it.
mean? They're like, oh, it's
Yeah.
cute. And then that chicken, and then all of a sudden it's chickens everywhere.
But then also they like cockfighting out here.
They do. That's what I heard anyway. Yeah, no, they do. Cockfighting is huge. And I think it should be legal. I absolutely don't understand why it's not legal, and I don't think it's fair that it's not legal. You know, in
Yeah,
my
why don't you let them chickens just mutilate each other with?
are you do you disagree?
No, I don't care about it one way or another. You'll
Well, I
notice,
mean,
man. Listen, there are so many things that people feel like they have to take a side on. I don't. There's
I mean,
certain things,
it's
yes,
not like I'm
but
gonna
then
go like waving signs or
right,
anything.
exactly. No, that's what I'm saying. But it's amazing how people take little things like that every day and start waiting signs for. You get what I'm saying? Like, there's
Okay, so but just if
yeah.
you watch the Visionary Values, or excuse me, if you watch the Power Sports Time show on
Mhm.
Tuesday nights, right after Visionary Value on Monday nights, you'll see that our boy David Patterson, one of our guys, was in Puerto Rico, was live from Puerto Rico, and he was standing right outside of a huge cockfighting arena.
Oh,
So
wow,
in Puerto
an
Rico, which
arena.
is
Okay,
yes, no, they have it is a sanctioned sport, and just like horse
nice,
racing or whatever, or
nice,
UFC for that matter, or
right.
slap fighting,
Which is human cockfighting,
they have fried
literally.
chickens. No, they
Yeah.
have arenas where people pay money to go watch cockfights, and
Okay.
they're the cockfight dudes that like raise chickens really good, and they're sought after dudes, and like it's a whole thing. And I'm just saying, like I can understand with dogs, right? Because dogs naturally wouldn't do that unless you train them to be that way. But these are
Mm,
how chickens behave in the wild. Two
mm.
roosters will fight each other to the death in the wild. No, you don't need to do anything. Just put two roosters next to four chicken women and watch them go to town. It's not
Mm.
like dogs that you have to get them to be evil. You can two roosters will just go at each other. Why can't I pay to see it? You know what I mean? Like I don't understand that. Why can't I pay to see it?
Why
So
can't I pay to see
anyway,
it? There you go.
it's a silly thing, I know. I wanted to show you, like we said, Rob almost got took, and he was cool and honest about it, and I really appreciated this and wanted to show everyone right here. So he dropped this on March 13th, yesterday early, and it said if you've got a Ledger device and to connected to it with an Android device, stop right now. And he said this is from Ledger, and he broke down this vulnerability thing. Now his response is correction and error. I almost lost everything. Do not open this email. And he put I almost lost all my Bitcoin and my worthless altcoins. And it was because of that email.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to that I did this morning, very early. This was like right during my coffee sessions, plural. And it was an email, and it came through what looked like a legitimate source, which was Ledger via email. And it put out some pretty relevant information. It says from Ledger, and I took a look at it. It looked like it was right. And it was all about a vulnerability that had to do with an Android device. If you have an Android from Ledger, I need to do this more. Just kidding. But I took a look at it, and I wiped the sleep out of my eyes, and I took a look at the email, and it looked very good, right? Right from Ledger, right there. Android exploit disclosure.
Pay attention to this, everyone, because if you trade, you are at risk. Pay attention. He's going to show you a way to confirm whether it's a hack or not.
And I read the blog post, and it talked about how to do this, and resolution was to upgrade firmware, which I was like, I don't have to do this. I don't have an Android. And then I just did the very simple thing, which was to click on the link to where it says from Ledger, and the address itself is no reply at jtidrive.ca. It's like, wow.
Ah, yep.
What a bummer.
Got to look at the email. Yep. You got to look at the email it's coming from. Absolutely.
That was it, man. I mean, those are those things that they don't pay attention, that people don't.
And let me tell you something. If you work in corporate, you'll know stuff like this, phishing attacks and stuff. They train their employees on whether employees, pay attention or not. That's another story. But yeah, I personally seen this a long time ago. Yep. Absolutely. The emails will give it away.
Yeah, man.
that was a fake. And that's bad news for me. And I thought about all the people that I've come across that have, just done one tiny thing, one small iota of a discrepancy, and then all their crypto is gone. Like, it would have been so easy if it would have said, like, if you have a Mac or if you have an iPhone, you'd update your firmware. Like, all right, I'll update the firmware. And then, of course, that will download some malicious software and would probably take everything from my Ledger devices, plural. So when you're thinking to yourself and you read these stories, you're like, what an idiot. How could they have lost that? It can happen anytime. Stressed out at work, you got kids screaming at you, you got the markets maybe crashing, or maybe there's just too much going on, and you get some information and boom, and there it is. It only takes one time. And that's why the best investors in this entire crypto market are all the scammers. Because
boom.
Wait, is that another pool? How many pools does Rob have? Next time we have him on the show, we're gonna say, "Hey, Rob, how many pools you got, my man, my guy?"
That's his outdoor pool, bro. That's his outdoor pool in Puerto Rico, man. Come on.
Oh yeah, in Puerto Rico. Oh, okay, yeah.
What do you not know? He has pools in Puerto Rico and in Texas. Come on, bro.
Texas. I love
You're
it.
mistaken Rob for a one pool man. Okay, I don't appreciate.
I'm mistaken Rob for one pool man. Just like his ledgers, they're plural, right? Come on, people. Now, great information that he just shared. Look at that. That Rob is a seasoned crypto investor. The man has a lot of people following him, right? And even he almost fell for something like that because it looks so legitimate, right? But there are steps, there are ways to identify and look further. Like he said, a lot might be going on. Your wife might be yelling at you. Your kid might be screaming. The markets are falling. You had a bad day at work. You just glanced over the email. You're like, humbug. Boom. Let's install the new software. And 5 seconds later, everything is gone, right? It sucks, but that's the world that we live in now. That's the
and I
world
love
that we
what
live
he
in.
said. My favorite thing was what he ended with there, which was the best investors on the internet are the scammers, are the hackers, And he said that because he's like, it's just phishing. All they got to do here. What? Yeah, man. Let's just drop that real fast. And like,
they don't put any skin in the game. They don't have to put up any funds. They don't have to take really any risk. All they got to do is just throw that line out like they're a fisherman at the dock. And all they got to do is just pick up one sucker. And that sucker was almost me today. So again, when these things happen, take a breath, take a deep breath back, see where this is coming from, go to the source. Like if you would have done this correctly, you would have gone right to ledger.com and searched their blog posts and made sure when you actually woke up. And that's it.
There you go. Just some good basic, Rob, with that, what I like to call basic good advice, that good common sense advice that is not all common.
No. The average person
hackers are out. Like he was saying, he's like, right now, dude, it's crazy because crypto is so volatile. And then when it's down, it's easier to hack because people are paying less attention. They're buying less. There's less movement. So anything you see, you know what I mean? You're kind of, kind of wanting to do. So
listen, when people are being stressed thin for every single penny that they have, and a lot of people are having to go without, these types of things are going to come up more and more. More and more people are going to turn to the dark side in order to secure some funds for themselves and their families. Everybody's got to eat, right? And it's only going to get worse progressively. This is aside from crypto, but we're talking about a scam here. My boy DJ Debo, manager of the 2 Live crew, sent me a video. Shout out to the 2 Live crew. Rest in peace to our members from the 2 Live crew that are no longer here, legends in the game, right? He sent me a video, and the video was very alarming. It was a video of a scam at fast food chain, specifically Burger King, apparently. Okay. Now, not saying that they're the only ones, right? But this happens. So this employee at a drive-through, the car's coming, she takes the card, right, for the food, the payment, and what happens is she has her cell phone right there. And she's on a FaceTime call with somebody, and all she does is she puts the numbers, the credit card numbers. It's visible on the call, so the person that's on the other line is taking out all the numbers. Okay, you get where I'm going with this?
Yes.
CVV. She runs it. Here you go. Here's your receipt. Thank you. Drive to the next window. There goes your credit card. Next thing you know, after that Whopper meal that was so freaking good, ooh, ooh, you look in your account and you got drained. So people watch out for stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Again, not related to crypto, but still a scam. To the point, things like this are going to increase. Be more and
Bro,
more
and
cautious, be more and more aware.
here's the thing too, like a friend of mine was talking to like a dude, he sounded British, right? It was like, hello, and it was your mother, his mom is elderly, and there was an issue, and she's like, can you talk to this guy? And it was like, there was an issue with your mother's transfer of funds, pop, pop, pop. He was like,
Oh
it
no.
didn't sound right. And it was like, it sounded so professional, but it didn't sound right. And
Yeah.
it was I think he said MasterCard.
Wow.
And he was like, but I kept, and he had all the right answers and he sounded so good. And he's like, okay, I'll call you back. He's like, so I decided I'm gonna, go and just email MasterCard and go, did you give us a call? And was like, no, please call us. And he's like, so I call MasterCard. And of course, on the other end of the line is, hello, sir, can I get better speak English? And it was like either Philippines or India.
No.
They could
Why'd
barely
you
speak
do that,
English.
Mike?
No, I'm serious. This is what it said. This is what he said. I'm not saying. But I literally
Oh,
have
that's
worked
what he
in
said.
companies.
Okay.
This is exactly, he said the dude had such a thick accent I couldn't even tell where he was from. And I have worked with elderly folks with like United Healthcare and Humana, and
Yeah.
literally there are folks and you can't understand them, right? And
No,
my
no,
job was to
absolutely.
help these elderly folks get their health care.
100.
And
Yep.
they lose their mind because it's people who don't speak English very well that are very short and curt with them, very rude.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's like, I can't understand you. And I talk to people literally all over the world on a weekly basis, bro.
Right. Right.
So
Right.
you need to settle down and help these folks, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Here's the big problem. And as he did the thing, he realized that guy was a scam and it was an AI voice because that voice was coming from another country. But now
Wow.
they're so good, they're going to have AI voices speaking to you properly, right? But then because they're trying to save money on customer service, they're paying people $1 an hour in another country to actually provide customer service when the scammers are doing better and sounding better. Now, if you're 75 years old and you don't understand how any of this works, and you hear a person speaking like this to you, and hello, Lisa, how can I help you? Absolutely no problem. Somebody who is like,
Congratulations, well done.
Now,
versus somebody with a really thick accent that's being rude to you. If you're
Yeah.
75, who do you think is this scammer?
yeah. Yeah.
So that's
My dad actually, my pops actually just almost got a couple of weeks ago by a quote unquote life insurance agent representing some company in the mainland called Americo. While the company is legit, that gentleman wasn't. Apparently, he saw an independent ad for this insurance agency because he's looking for extra life insurance on top of what he has, and he wasn't getting the best deal, best quote. So he ended up looking. I guess you type in one little search or you click on something, and the next thing you know, the algorithm just keeps giving you ads and all kinds of stuff tailored to what you just clicked on. Well, he's like almost 65. He's not totally naive to the internet at all. He trades stocks and crypto and is a fairly sharp guy, my pops is. But he ended up clicking on this guy's ad, put in his phone number for a quote. Next thing you know, he calls him on I believe a Saturday afternoon or Saturday morning. Most of these companies, you know what I'm saying? Of course it is sales. Most of these companies don't operate outside of like Monday through Friday, especially like their sales agents contacting you or whatever. I'm not familiar, but you know what line of business I've been involved in and stuff. So
Yeah.
So I'm like, can you get his license number, please? So he sends him a quote, gives him a license number, and just the email that he sent him, he said, "Oh, if your son needs my license information, you can refer to the text message I sent you from this specific phone number." Just that alone was just very odd. Just give me the number, your license number, buddy. You don't have to make him go through mental gymnastics and hoops just to get that information. Okay. And then the next thing you know, bro, I look him up. he's not coming up as a legitimate agent for life insurance. So I text my pops and I said, Dad, can you give me that text message or send me that text message that he's referring to? And the next thing you know, I saw him later that I think the next day, and he says, "You would not believe this guy called me 12 times when I was busy in a meeting, and I was so embarrassed, I literally turned my phone off." He said he tried calling him 12 times within the span of maybe 30 minutes. What legitimate life insurance company or agent would call you 12 different times? Because apparently he was supposed to have set up the deal with him the day before, and that didn't go through because my dad was skeptical. So, anyways, long story short, elderly are being scammed at an alarming rate. So please, folks, check on your parents, check on your grandparents, check on your elderly folks in your
Yeah,
life.
everything from updates downloading on your phone to
Yeah.
opening emails to taking care of your parents to talking to
Yep.
folks on the phone trying to get information out of them.
Yep.
Yeah, the best money makers out there are the ones who the only investment they spend is really their time on their phone. And
Yep.
they're probably using a Wi-Fi connection to use that damn phone anyway,
Yep.
right? Because once you track that phone down, that thing got to go in the garbage. So
And
it's
and the thing is, it's only good for. I mean, eventually you're gonna get caught. You know what I'm saying? People that do things like that, what do you think they're gonna? I mean, they might win. They might be living nice right now. But do you think they all win in the end?
not at all. Not at all.
It's
And
not
not
worth
only
it.
that, but one thing I have learned the hard way is that quick money goes fast.
Yeah.
I can't explain it. There are these unwritten rules to the universe. One of them is if you have faith and you stay consistent in being the best you can, God rewards you. That's just how he set this thing up, right? That's how this game works. Even if you can't feel it immediately, right? It just works out. And another thing, man, is that ill-gotten gains and quick money. It's in Proverbs. You know what I mean? Ill-gotten
Yeah.
gain and quick money goes away fast. It goes quicker than it comes. You know, that's why we
Yeah.
do what we do, man. It's wisdom and positivity, and hopefully you're on the right focus for your life. And success and profitability is a byproduct of that.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely, man. Everybody has done something in the past that they regret. Um,
I
everybody,
did
you know,
something last.
some
I
of
did
us
something
may
this
have done.
morning. I regret shit.
I mean, some of us may have done, damn near evil in our own eyes and in other people's eyes, right? Some people feel like they've done really bad things in their life, and it's nothing compared to the next person sitting across the way from them, right? But at the same time, that's that. If you feel like you know what I'm saying, you need to make a change in your life to be a better person, then there's obviously some correction that needs to be made. Okay, every day wake up, like I was talking about, in the last maybe 10 minutes of the hangout last night. Whatever you got to do, try to find something every day to move towards a better version of yourself. You know what I'm saying? Try to improve every single day. Don't just post motivational quotes all day long on social media and think that that's changing you, because that's not. You may read a motivational quote and it may resonate with you, but understand the message. Why did it resonate with you? Maybe it's speaking directly to you. Maybe that's the universe telling you you need to make that specific move or change, or try to think about making that move or change. You know what I'm saying? And then work towards it. Again, don't just post about it and be about it. You know what I'm saying? Don't action, bro. Action. That's what it's all about.
Action all day, yes.
Try to be a
That's
better
what we're all
person
about.
every single day, man. I know I've had my days where yeah, I know Mike's been there. I know a lot of y'all. And if you haven't, and you're like, you're without sin and the most perfect person in the world, you lying? You Pinocchio lying.
If you're really
Anyways.
that good and really with that without sin, then you would be the kind of person, if you really were that, who would be trying to help us. You would be
Yeah.
the kind of person who would be like,
Yeah.
hey, I'm without sin. Let me set up a school. Let me
Yup.
set up a online university where you can learn. See, because that's a person
Yup.
without sin. You know what I mean? And here's the crazy thing about it that you're mentioning. Literally, man, it's like stone cold murderers feel like they're better people than people who like, cut somebody off.
Stone cold.
Oh,
Not that kind of stone cold. But yeah, you're right, bro. It's crazy, isn't it?
I have talked to dudes in prison that will be in prison for life. And they're like, man, the system failed me. You know what I mean? And my pops was bad to me. And I know people that are like, I forgot to pay for the loaf of bread at Walmart self-checkout. It didn't scan and I didn't realize. And I feel so terrible. And I'm like, wow, man. You know what I mean? Like, it's just who you are. And
Yeah.
your idea.
It's on your spirit. It's your conscience. You know what I'm saying? Some people have a guiltier conscience than others. Some people don't have a conscience. Period.
Stay away from them. By the way, I do not recommend hanging around people that don't have a conscience. That
Problem is they don't walk around with a sign saying I don't have a conscience.
Yeah, you
So
can
you
find
gotta-
out. Little tests though.
Little things,
tests,
little
though.
things.
You know what I mean?
Little
So
things.
you can always find out with people who they are. Also, man,
Well,
a
it
lot of
seems
times-
like we're at the deep waters of this episode because we brought up our boy, the Wall Street Trapper.
Yeah, I like how we got a couple of good ones. We had to cut off and only do one last week, so I wanted to make sure we had plenty of time to do a couple of his this week. And yeah, man, I was just gonna say, yeah, man, pay attention to your spirit. Whenever you're dealing with anyone, whenever you're looking at stocks, whenever you're looking at investments, companies to invest in, because companies are made of people, right? You invest in the company, you're ultimately investing in people. And that's the key in life. All of your life is an investment into people, whether it be your husband, your wife, your children, your bosses. You know what I mean? Your parents, your brothers, your sisters, your friends, business partners in real-time, measurable investments. But all of it ultimately is an investment into other people. And so remember, value what you're putting in. And also, if you're not getting back on your investment, the return you feel you should, then you have to do two things there. You have to be honest with yourself. Have I chose the right thing to invest in? And then two, is the thing I am investing in a good thing? You know what I mean? And should be getting back to me, but it itself is broken. You have to be honest about those things, man, because it's all an investment.
Yes, sir.
And that's why,
Great.
wanted to pull the homie up today. So your spirit knows.
That was deep. That was deep, Mike.
Well, it's true. Well, like you, man, I would have never thought me and you on somebody else's Facebook. We're like, oh, I remember that. Like you were back in the day. I met you once. You don't remember, and you were too cool. I remember Chubby T. Like I did when I first saw you, and then I saw the old. I was like, I know T-Qron. Like you and your crew were way too cool for the comedians, right? And I never wanted to like you guys. It's one of those things you don't want people to think you're not cool, so you don't hang around them because you know you're not cool. You'd rather them think you were cool from a distance than know you're not cool up close. But
This is for everybody that pretends that there wasn't a guy named T-Qron that was relevant in the Hawaii hip hop scene. Okay.
Oh no, I know. Yeah, no, man. You were the young go-getter. Like you were the one everybody was new.
The disruptor.
And
Disruptor.
Fire. Like it was like he's got that direction. I mean, specifically, and I think it was either Mike G or Slick Vic. So it was like, you two remind me of each other because you came into this industry and you just decided we're going to make it go and you're just making it go. And it's
just making it happen.
Yeah, man. So, and boy, what a
shout out to our boy Slick Vic.
Yeah, and Mike G.
Love you, man. Hit me on the socials, man. It's been a long time.
Mike G and Slick Vic. Shout out Cyrus B.
Mike G be hitting me every other day, man. Good dude. Love him, man. He needs to get on the show too.
We'll work on that. So we are gonna, speaking of working on stuff, like we said, man, it's about leaving behind something good. A righteous man's steps are ordered by God. Check this out.
U-turn ain't coming to inheritance. Man, freedom is the most expensive thing you're gonna ever pay for. And you'll never stop paying for it, y'all. And guess what? Depending on who in office, depending on what the government doing, depending on the state of the economy, they start adding tax to it. We keep going. Ups, downs, good, bad, okay. We keep going. Happy, sad, cry, laughter. We keep going. All the emotions, we keep going. I don't care what they got going on. We keep going. Let whoever say whatever, let whoever do whatever. We keep Keep going. That's what we do in this game. And we look back one day and we accomplish more than anything whoever was talking could do. Because talkers ain't doers. Talkers talk. Doers do. Owners own and consumers consume. We keep going.
Boom! That's what I'm saying.
Owners own and
I've been
consumers
saying this whole
consume.
this whole episode. Don't talk about it, be about it. Talkers talk, doers do.
Yep. And let's remember, stop hustling on y'all street and start hustling on Wall
I'm doing
Street.
something that I have never
Let's
done
go!
before.
Sorry. I didn't realize that auto rolled.
Freedom is when you. What's the
Freedom is very expensive.
Yes, absolutely. Most expensive
Most
thing you
of
will
us-
buy.
Most of us never get it. We think we have it, living in a free country, but you're not free. You know why? You're still a slave to that alarm clock that goes off at 6 a.m.
Yeah, man, there's going to be a big change coming. So there will be a big change coming. And another thing like that to keep in mind, it's a heartbreaking thing, but you may think you own land. But don't pay taxes to the government on that land and see how long you get to own your land. That land may have been in your family name for 1,000 years. But whatever guy was elected last month decides that you got to pay him this much to have your land, don't pay him and see how quick men with guns come in to take it from you.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So it's another reason you need to have your own, because it's funny. They think that if they can take guns out of your hands, things will be better, but they never talk about taking guns out of their hands. Wait till one of them dudes crying, "Oh, it's guns that are bad." Okay, well, you give up your armed security first. When you give up your armed security first and go live in the highest crime neighborhoods of the town or district you represent, then you can talk to me about giving up guns. But until then, we're at a stalemate. Right? I mean, that's my opinion. So
yeah.
And here's the last one of our guy today.
Let's see we leave behind. We're going to get the money, but what's the money without no meaning? What's the money without no memories? Does the money help us gain momentum? Does the money help us win our family back? Because that's what it's about for me. The media making us rage bait. The media making us pissed off. Everybody on YouTube, they making us pissed off, be mad. It's black men against black women. Republicans against Democrats. It's days against non-days. We finding everything to fight about instead of like, yo, what's the legacy blueprint we got to leave behind? You don't got to have it all figured out. You learn. You crash, you learn. You crash, you learn. You crash, that's the legacy. Never giving up. That's the legacy. Consistency. That's the legacy. And so all I want to ask us tonight, like when it comes to the legacy capital, are we making the investment to put the people that come behind us in position?
Yeah.
What's the legacy
man.
That's the thing. You crash, you learn. You crash, you learn. You crash, you learn. Literally, remember the conversation we had a couple of days ago about my childhood friend and investing. He told me straight. He says, even if it doesn't work out, I'm gonna do this for you, right? Do something, even if it doesn't work out. I want to see you push for the next level. That's literally what he told me. That's all he said. You may fail, but as long as you tried, and you learn from it.
And he needed a tax write-off, so good for everybody, you know. He needed to get rid of some of that money. He'd rather give it to you than the government, and I am with it. Let's go. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, yo, for my local people, shout out to Pho Heaven. Make sure you go get your pho. It's really cold in this storm. By the way, Hawaii has seen the worst rainfall and storm since Hurricane Iniki in 1992. So my people out here on the islands, I pray that you all are safe. Check in with each other. I know half of the island, if not more, was out of power last night or yesterday. Not sure about current day, but God bless all of y'all. Stay safe out there.
Yeah, man. I was gonna mention that here. Gonna ask you kind of for an update on it. You know, what do you know about it and what's going on with it?
It still look ugly. It's an ugly day in Hawaii, nay. But I tell you what, man. Compared to what my people in the mainland go through with that snow and what y'all have just gone through in the last several months, you know what I'm saying? I was in Vegas for almost 12 years, so I get it. Like I know those winters, right? I just didn't experience the last one. But this year, this being my first year back in Hawaii after almost 12, this is insane. I have never seen something like this. And people will agree with me, even though I haven't been here for 12 years, that this was the worst. I mean, brother, I literally just shared a video of somebody posting on Maui about the Target being completely flooded. The Target store was completely flooded. Like it's on my Facebook. Like
Wow.
things like I think the neighbor islands got it worse because just the drainage and stuff like that. The water pumps and just. I know that the Wahiawa Dam was about close, ready to break. People were needing to be evacuated soon, thousands upon thousands. Bro, this is no joke. This is not your average rainfall. This is the heavens. Just like literally, we need Noah's Ark. It seems like
Fair.
biblical.
I don't mean to laugh, but just Noah's Ark is wow. You know what
Bro, it seems biblical at this point.
and I worry about the Pearl Ridge where when that floods, that cuts off all the people up on the hill there. If it could.
Most of the west side was without a power, and it was horrible. I'm centralized, so God bless. I've been with power for the most part, and I hope it stays that way. But you just don't know. I think it'll maybe let up after tomorrow a little bit, but it's still an 80% chance throughout the rest of the week, 80-70% chance of rain. But yeah, this is our version of snow. And this is not the average rain, okay? I don't care what anybody says. This isn't labeled as an official hurricane or anything like that, and which is weird. One of my Facebook friends actually posted something. She said, and she agrees too, that this is the worst since the hurricane, yet they're not labeling it a hurricane. It's just being like, just another bad weather, front. And more people are beginning to realize that there may be something that's really affecting our weather.
Now, I've been talking about it, but
Yeah.
honestly, Hawaii's a little different. No offense.
It is, but
guys
it's
are like-
all one and the same. You know what I mean? Like
it's out there. But yeah,
But-
no, I
yeah.
know. But so speaking of faux heaven, I'm glad you mentioned that, bro, because I was like, man, I want to feature faux heaven. You know what I mean? But I don't know anybody. It would be weird if I did it on my own. But while we're here, check this out.
Spot in Pearl Highlands is keeping things simple and delicious. Mikey went over to Pho Heaven to learn more.
my guy. Yep.
It was pretty.
Just opened
Look
up.
at that. That's
It just opened
creative.
up. Yeah.
Oh, now I want pho.
Living 808 has made its way out here to Pearl Highlands Center. Today we are highlighting
I love that.
Pho Heaven. Here to tell us all about this amazing family-owned business, I got to bring in Kim. Good to see you.
Good to see you too. Thank you for coming down.
Let's tell everybody about Pho Heaven. How did you guys get started? What is your history?
So we actually own Hot Pot Heaven. 16 years we open now. We feel like it's much more saturated market now, so we're pivoting. And this is our new adventure.
Let's talk about the mural that's behind us. Tell us a little bit about this mural because there's a kind of a story within it.
Right. Yeah. This is I don't know. You see this when you see this, you see Hawaii, part of Hawaii too, right? But it's also the landscape of Vietnam, a very popular. It's called Ha Long Bay in Vietnam, and we reached out to a teacher from Kamehameha High School, Boss, and she did this for us. We share with her our vision of combining the two culture together, and this is what she came up with.
Beautiful.
I love it.
I love that.
Okay, let's talk about your pho.
Oh, look how good all that looks. Oh.
I was
Oh,
gonna
this
say
thing
Hot Pot
looks-
Heaven is still in McCully, so that was their first one. Yeah. That's
I remember Hot
that's my
Pot Heaven.
people right there.
You know what? You
That's my
can't get on
people
the
right there.
mainland, bro. Good spring
Uh-huh.
rolls. I mean, maybe if I
Oh, yeah.
dug, I could find a place, but man, it's hard. It's hard to get good spring rolls out here, bro. It really, the
Yep.
good, you know what I mean? Like that family, recipe secret that you just get at the restaurant. They're like, I'm not going to tell you how, but just enjoy.
Yeah.
You can't find those out here like that.
Something about your
Yep.
pho that makes you guys very unique. Yes. Tell us about that.
So we steal our broth for our bone for 24 hours to make this broth. And when you come to
Wow.
enter our restaurant, you get to customize all the topping,
Okay.
whatever you want, and that will come into your bowl.
Okay, so let's go into the other dishes that's on this table. What are we
Okay.
looking at?
So we actually have a pretty small menu, and beside all the popular items like pho, the banh mi, And the spring roll, we offer a few specialty items. This is the Vietnamese beef stew. You can have a choice of rice or noodles or bread. This is our meatball. It's a very soft meatball that's very savory. You dip your bread in. You can also have it over rice if you would like. This is the banh mi phở dip. It's our take on the French dip. Inside we have sauteed mushroom, onions, and
Banh mi
very
French
soft
dip.
biscuit.
Oh,
And then you dip into this concentrated pho broth. It's like a combination of
you can tell she's proud of that, and I'm not mad. I'm proud of that
everything
too.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And then spring rolls, right?
Yes, that's the spring roll.
All right, we're not even going to watch the spring roll part because it's just going to make me sad that I can't.
Shout out to my
get
boy
this.
Jimmy.
Let's go, Jimmy. Let's go, faux heavy. Oh, that
Man,
looks so
to
good.
see to grow up with I mean to listen, man, best friend since like the 6th to 7th grade, you know what I'm saying? And I'm so proud of him, man. He's so successful. Love you, Jim. And that was his beautiful wife. I remember when they got married about 16 years ago. Yeah.
Awesome. Shout out Mrs. Jim. Shout out whole family. So for all my folks that are going to travel to Hawaii, make sure you
Check it
go
out.
and get yourself some pho. Have a couple of friends that have, just traveled last year. Go to Pho
Yep.
Heaven. Check out that beautiful mural.
Or
Get
Hot
you
Pot
some
Heaven. They've got
Hot
3
Pot
restaurants
Heaven.
on the island. Yep.
Get some of that spring roll action. Take a picture, make fun of me. Go, ha ha. Yeah, I'm eating those spring rolls that you miss every day of your life. It's fine. And make sure you show them some love, man. That is an official Visionary Value restaurant recommendation.
Yeah,
Pho
baby.
Heaven. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Brother, what do you leave the folks with?
Oh man, I just want to thank y'all for just watching us every week, man. It's growing. There's more and more people talking to us and about us. There's more and more people. I don't know about you, Mike. I'm sure you have your folks and people that are reaching out, but I do get quite a few inquiries like throughout the week now. Like just random emails like, hey, I'm interested. Like, how would I, what's the app? How do I buy crypto? What's a stock? And I love it because I wish there were people like myself. I wish there were people like Mike 10 years ago that were all over my timeline talking about investing because I wish I would have got into the markets when in my 30s. I didn't. Well, I did. I got in my late 30s, late 30s, right? But I got in. So that's what the point of this podcast is. It's to spark that interest in the average Joe, to possibly dive in and start building wealth. You know what I'm saying? I mean, where else can you legally double, triple, quadruple, maybe even 10x or more? There's the it's limitless. Okay, it's limitless. The amount of gains that you can make in the stock market in a very small or a very long time, it's limitless. Where else can you do that legally? You can't. Yeah, man, get in, and I'm happy that the community's growing. I'm happy that the views are going up. I'm happy that the interaction is up on our lives. When we go live in the comments and stuff like that. Shout out to all of y'all. Please do share, like, and when the subscriptions are ready to roll, subscribe. What you do by sharing and even commenting, what you're doing is you're helping the algorithm so that our video gets shown in front of more people, and that's what we want to. That's what we need to grow and succeed. You know what I'm saying? So thank you. Hit us on the socials. Hit Mike on the social. I'm at T-Qron on the Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Easy to find. Where can they find you, my man, Mike?
We're out there. What I wanted to do real fast was pull up and show them how it works right now. Bam. Let me make sure everybody's seeing this real fast. Okay, so this is us on Rumble, right? It's the PT Pod Show. As you can see right here, you can tip us with crypto using Super Tip. You just scan that code right there. And then if you have your own crypto wallet, you can do that. We take all forms of crypto. We are on the PT Pod Show. As you can see, this is the PT Pod Show right here.
Yep.
And you can actually sign up and you can become a member of the PT Pod Show. You got the exclusives right there. And those are things that you can only get if you're a member. And then you got your Visionary Values about to come out as well. So guys, go to PT Pod, check it out. You know what I mean? Make sure that you become a member. You sign up with us. It's only $5 a month. That's right,
Yep.
guys. It's only $5 a month. PT Pod, doing it large, making it happen. And let me show you real fast right here. The local
$5 a month. What is $5 a month? A gallon
It
of
ain't
gas is almost $5 now. Think about it.
It ain't
A
nothing.
whole month for
It ain't
$5. Woo! You gotta love it.
So you guys can do that. It's going to be easy. Become an original visionary. And we're going to have more info on this later. Make sure you hit T-Qron or myself up, and we got you covered. Facebook is where you mainly find us on the personals, as well as Instagram. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Any wise words you want to leave the folks with, my brother?
Man, just try to be a good person. Do better every single day. And stop skipping leg day, bro.
Why are you skipping leg day, bro? What's wrong with you? You know what I mean?
Right. That's right. You see some of these really big brolic dudes in like the smallest frames. I'm like, no, I'm just messing. But yeah, what you got for him, Mike? We'll be back
That's all,
next
man.
week, though.
Man, we got the full schedule next week. Make sure you tune in tomorrow night. Power Sports Time is back at its same bat time, same bat channel, as you know, 7 p.m. Central over on the Pastor Tailgate Theology with Pastor Tony, 3 T's with Tony. I produce him on that show. I post that link up, so if you want to go check that out, it would be a big deal to us if you could like that. And it's not that heavy. You know what I mean? We just talk like a couple of 3 dudes talking about this stuff, and we welcome your chats, your questions, your challenges. I'm always going, but wait a minute. If you're saying this, wouldn't God do that? That's what I do. I get a pastor for an hour that we get to really ask him deep questions if that stuff's
That's pretty
important
cool.
to you.
Love it.
Yeah, every Tuesday at 7, and then every Tuesday at 8:30 p.m. It's Power Sports Time, where we just watch wild sports and we have fun with that. So, man, I just want to
And
thank
of
you guys.
course, the feed should be back this coming week, right?
The
Faces
feed
of
is going to be back
Epilepsy.
on its full. Yeah, feed will be back on its full schedule as well. The full schedule for the feed is Monday, Wednesday, Friday, released at noon Central, 2 p.m. Or excuse me, 2 p.m. Central, noon Western time. And so that'd be noon your time, right? Or 3.
Shout out to something like that. This daylight savings time is messing with us, man. Shout out to Lisa. Glad you're feeling better. Hope to see y'all back doing your thing, killing it on the lives. Over 1,400 people in y'all community. We need to start a visionary value group as well on Facebook. So that's a good put that on the list right there.
Absolutely. We're gonna get that going too. And guys, be looking out for the clip drops. We released some great clips today. Thank you for sharing them. Please, when we drop those clips, share them out. They're fun, they're light, they're quick, and they mean a lot. I think that's it from me.
That's it. We'll see you next time.
We'll see you next time. Thank you so much.